There's only 2 game weeks left this season. This is the last double game week and there's not many big opportunities to make up ground. Let's explore the options and see if we can make the most of it. Building from the back, I'm starting Steele over Kepa as usual. He's got the easiest home fixture of the season against Southampton and they're already relegated. But to be fair, he also has the most difficult home fixture of the season against City, but hopefully they might have the league wrapped up by then. Kepa also faces City, but it's in the next match and we know they've not got the league wrapped up and it's at the Etihad as well, so that's a much more difficult fixture. Then he's got to travel away to Old Trafford against United. Not only do Brighton have better fixtures than Chelsea this game week, it looks like Kepa's lost his spot in goal as well. If you're looking to replace Kepa or just buy a new goalkeeper in general this game week, I think your 3 options are either De Gea, Ederson or Steele. They'll probably score a similar amount of points, so if you've not already got a Brighton triple up, I would go for Steele. He's £1 million cheaper, so his points per million are highly likely to be more than the other 2 players. He'll give you another $1 million to invest either this game week or next game week. If you can't get to Steele because you've got a Brighton triple up, I would use the same logic and go for De Gea over Ederson. He's 0.3 mil cheaper, plus his expected minutes are slightly higher as well. In defence, I've got another double game week player. It's Shaw against Bournemouth away and Chelsea at home. He's my favourite defender to own for the next 2 game weeks, so if you're looking to bring one in this game week, I definitely would pick him. He's only 5.2 mil, he's got a double game week this game week, then next game week he faces Fulham at home as well. To be fair, if the City defenders had the same expected minutes as what Shaw's got, I would slightly prefer them, but none of them are nailed, not even Diaz. He's got lower expected minutes than Shaw, therefore I put him slightly behind in the pecking order. If you're looking for another defender and you've already got Shaw, I don't mind the United double up at the back. You could actually go for Varane, he's only 4.8 mil, he's a good option this game week, and of course, like we mentioned earlier, they face Fulham at home next game week, and that's decent. If you've not already got a Brighton triple up, you could go for a Stupinan. He does offer that additional attacking threat, so I think he's slightly better this game week, but I would prefer to own Varane next game week. United's clean sheet odds are 42%, that's whilst Brighton's are only 25%, they've got to travel away to Villa. My next defender is Chilwell, and unfortunately it does look like he's not going to be available. He would only face City away and United away anyway, but I'm going to wait until the press conference just to see if he's going to play. It's not the end of the world if he doesn't play anyway. I've got Trent starting against Villa at home, then on the bench to step in for Chilwell if I need, I've got Trippier against Leicester at home, then his teammate Botman as well. There's not much to split Trent and Trippier. Trippier's got slightly higher clean sheet odds by 3%, but Trent's got higher expected goals, and I do prefer him against Villa, who have nothing to play for, rather than Trippier against Leicester, who are fighting for their lives. Either way, if I left things like this and in the press conference Chilwell was ruled out, Trippier and Trent would just play anyway. But I probably wouldn't leave things like this if he was ruled out. You'll see later on in the video that Chilwell's involved in my current transfer plans. Moving on to midfield, I've got a Brighton double up of Mitoma and McAllister. They've got a nice easy fixture against Southampton at home, then a difficult fixture against City at home. It's really annoying that Mitoma and McAllister played 90 minutes in a 3-0 win for Brighton, and they both got 0 goals or assists. I still think they're the best value midfielders for only 5.5 mil, so if you've not got a Brighton triple up and you're looking for a cheap midfielder, either of these will do. I do slightly prefer Mitoma. That's because McAllister's at a high risk of playing in a deeper position. Yeah, he's got penalty duties and I do really like that. That's why he's still in my team. But to be fair, if you consider open play, you combine that with the penalty duties. I do slightly prefer Mitoma. Next up in midfield is Salah against Villa at Anfield. I do prefer to own players with 2 fixtures in a double game week, so we have considered doing a hokey-cokey between him and De Bruyne, so bring in De Bruyne this game week and bring in Salah for him next game week, but that'd be 2 free transfers that I'd have to use, and I've only got 3 left this season. Of course I could just do Salah to De Bruyne and have 2 other free transfers, but I think Salah could be the best captain next game week, and to be fair, I think he is the best player with 1 fixture in this double game week. Lastly in midfield are the United duo of Rashford and Bruno. They face Bournemouth away and Chelsea at home. In my opinion, these are the best 2 midfielders to own in the game from this point onwards. That's of course if Rashford is fit. If Rashford is fit, I think he's slightly better than Bruno. Now the problem is, Rashford is currently doubtful for this game week. If he's ruled out or he's unlikely to play, of course I'm going to sell him, and that'll be a double free transfer with Chilwell. You'll see soon in the video who I'll be bringing in for him. Up front, I've got Isak against Leicester at home. It is only 1 fixture in a double game week, but he has got a really high ceiling. I'm not really concerned about his expected minutes whilst this video has been recorded. He's played 90 minutes in 3 matches in a row now. There aren't many options at that price tag who I could replace him with. I can't get to Martial, who's 0.7 less. That's because I've already got a United triple up. And to be fair, his expected minutes are poor anyway, so I don't know if that's worth the free transfer. I can't even get to Jesus, who's £1 million more, and I don't think I'd want to anyway. I'd rather bring in a double game week player. Then you've got Ferguson, who's only 4.5 mil, but I've already got a Brighton triple up, and he's got poor expected minutes anyway. My penultimate player is Greenwood against West Ham away on the bench. I'm not too bothered about him, he's my 50th man. Hopefully he doesn't need to step in. The final piece of the puzzle is of course Haaland against Chelsea at home and Brighton away. I think you'd be mad not to captain him this game week. City scored the third goal in the 51st minute against Everton, and he played 77 minutes. That was after playing 90 minutes against Madrid, and then a few days later they're going to play against Madrid, and he could even play 120 minutes in that match if he goes to extra time. If you're really adamant of going differential, Rashford's your best bet if he's declared fit. If not, I'll go for Bruno. Now for the free transfer. If Chilwell's ruled out, I will go for a City defender, and that probably will be Diaz, who looks like the most nailed City defender at this point in time. If Rashford's ruled out as well, of course I'll still bring in a City defender, but I'd also bring in a City midfielder. I'd have the right amount of cash to bring in Diaz and Grealish, but I do slightly prefer Mahrez because I think he's got a higher ceiling. So if he's got higher expected minutes at that point in time, I'll probably bring in Mahrez and Stones, or I can consider other options like Foden or Akanji if their expected minutes rise. There's probably going to be a lot of transfer permutations for game week 38. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss that team selection video.